I'm terrible at reviews, so let's make this quick. This is the Ausdom 1080p webcam. It's not very good. This is my Logitech 720p. It's all right. Buy this. Don't buy this. That's only going to get 3 stars off me out of 5. It's an Amazon Vine customer review program, so I got it for free. So I'm actually just able to say, that's not very good, so don't buy it. The microphone is terrible. The picture's not very good either compared to this one. This one's quite good. This one's not very good. The rest of the review goes on a bit.
12 seconds later.
Hello, I'm here to review you in stereo, and the reason I'm doing that is that I'm reviewing the Ausdom 1080p webcam, okay? And you might be wondering why I'm opposite in each camera. Well, this camera is my Logitech, trusty Logitech C90 720p cameras. This is 720p. This is not HD. This is the Ausdom 1080p, and it's okay. I'm yet to play with the microphone. We'll do that in a moment. So this is the Ausdom AW620 1080p. Okay, first of all, it comes with a weighted bottom, which I'll show you when I lift it up and look at the other camera. So this is a weighted bottom that flaps open so you can prop it on things, and it also has a proper camera stand screw mount on the bottom. Wouldn't say it's the best camera in the world, and we can see the color tone. I think my color's a lot better on here. That's a lot more like reality. I look very pale, very light on there. And it's not a light room right now. This is not a light room. I've got my backing light here, which I'm sure you can tell. This is a camera light that I use just to give the room a bit of colour. But this is more true to life than this. This is very washed out in comparison. I haven't played about with it very much though. So, basic colour, not the best, but it's okay. That base is certainly better than the Logitech base. Fair enough. Would it go on my bezel-less monitor? Probably better than the Logitech, but not brilliantly. On the edge of a desk, it would be fantastic. So if I actually reach out and touch it now, this is the horizontal tilt. So it has a horizontal tilt. You have a forward and backwards tilt. And this is all separate to the actual base. Okay, I'm trying not to point you down the corridor. It's very springy. The camera cable is very springy. Camera length, so if I actually pull this out, we've got a fair length of cable there. That's going from my desk 2 arms lengths. My arms are pretty much, apart from this one is slightly bent, all the way out there. That's pretty good. It's a pretty good camera cable. It's going to go a long way. It's USB. I'm plugged into USB 3 right now, but it's USB 2 camera, and there is a blue LED on it while it's working. So I'll now pop this camera around and let you see the camera we're reviewing. There it is. So you can see me on the camera you're seeing me on. So we've got the blue LED here. That's also the position of the microphone, which we'll look at in a second. You can see, if I actually raise the light level, you can see the shiny chassis and then the cover around the side. And if I now rotate this, you can see this is the folding out base. It actually opens up, and there is the camera mount underneath. So we'll put that back so you can see my lovely, wonderful pale face while we carry on with the rest of the review. And we'll try and not get the sanitary ware into view, but we probably fail. The room is quite echoey right now because I am moving, so everything is echoey in here. Room is empty, but you can see the tonal difference. I am a little bit red in the face right now. I have got a beard, stubble. You know, it can see how black it is on that camera, but on this one, it's definitely washed out. I don't think this is a properties or settings thing. This is standard, all the same default values. So I could change the saturation. I could change the contrast up. So the contrast up. So that's the minimum contrast. Look. So that's the minimum. That is the minimum contrast. So I apply that. That is really the minimum contrast. The other thing I notice is I am slightly behind my own talking on the Ausdom. Don't know why. Everything's got a slightly greenishness to it, and all the red has gone. This has got a much more lifelike texture than this one. I don't know why that is. I could play about some more, but I'm not an expert in video. I just want to press the button and it work. So let's try white balance. Let's turn the white balance down. Oh, that's done horrible things. Yeah. So we go very green very quickly, and we tonally take it. That's the most realistic, and then it gets really horrible again. But nothing's got the range like the Logitech sensor. So if I turn that back on, that's auto. That's the auto level. It just doesn't look right. So if I now, yeah, I'm not impressed. So saturation. Yeah, see that's not what colour. This is burgundy, not red. I'm not dressed like Santa. So saturation back down to 50. See, that makes the red right, but my actual flesh tone is wrong. Hue, I can vary the hue. You can see I'm varying it, but it's not brilliant. So performance-wise, it's not the best camera. That was contrast. Brightness, we'll turn, whoa, okay, that's brightness down. Yeah, so brightness rolls over. So brightness here goes from -64 to +64. And as you can see, at about 32, it rolls over. So clearly on this camera, it's not a 32-bit number. It's a byte scale number, but this is obviously using a nibble. So this is only going to 128 maximum. Just got a 64 to 64, 32 to 32 range, sorry, not a 64 to 64 range. So it's not a positive 8-bit number. But there's the most realistic. If I turn the brightness down, that's getting more realistic. That's getting there now. So backlight comp. So it's got a backlight comp. So the room is quite dark. If I turn backlight comp up, that's looking better, would you say, guys? Either way, I'm playing with it. Now, that's good. I'm going to say that's good for the review. I've been live editing that one, live playing about with it. We've got a bit of a better picture now. It isn't the best camera ever. I mean, if we look at the light, you can see on the 720p picture, they're quite crisp, whereas on the 1080p, they're not that crisp. This box should be correct for the right resolutions and bits and bobs, though the whole screen is 2K. Well, some part of it. So we're going 1080 vertical, but my screen is 1444. So I've taken the difference off. As you can see, there's a gap to my top. This may be lost when I encode it through YouTube. In fact, it will probably be lost on YouTube. Amazon's direct upload will be fine. So, as I come to record it for Amazon and for YouTube, this is an item I have got for free through the Amazon Vine custom review program. They don't pay me to say good things or bad things. I'm going to say this is an okay webcam. It's not the best webcam I've ever seen. It's not the worst. It is going to be used here in my recording setup that you guys, if you're on my YouTube channel, know and love. Would I recommend you buy it? Probably not. I would say go for a more high quality camera and go from there. Right now, I'm going to swap the audio, so bear with me. Right, that audio is now coming from the Ausdom 1080p camera, and I have no idea what it sounds like yet. I will briefly stop, record, and play back some of the sound.
Few moments later.
I'm back, and I have 2 clips of me saying a test into the different audio. This is the Ausdom audio. La 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 la. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. And I'm not impressed with it at all. I don't think that's very nice. I sound like I've got a cold. It sounds quite muffled. These are exactly the same distance away from me. So I am just speaking as I always speak into my webcam. Now, the thing I will say is the Logitech's microphone has got 8 little pips and it picks up the sound in that area, whereas the Ausdom has got almost like a pin tube single opening for the sound to get into. And I think you can really tell when you listen to the audio quality that it's down a tube. And I think that's the major problem. So my standard camera, la 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 la, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3.
La 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 la.
And the Ausdom.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3.
You can really hear the difference there. I can certainly hear the difference. My recording software certainly saw the difference. Now, I have not tweaked anything. That is exactly the same recording setup in exactly the same place, at exactly the same time, with exactly the same settings for the 2 microphones. I haven't boosted either of them. I haven't reduced either of them. I haven't edited either of them. I think the Ausdom one is So if you're going to go for the whole setup, this is still winning out both visually, even though it's a lower number of pixels, a lower sensor rating, it's still winning out. Would I say to buy the Ausdom then? I'm afraid no. If you get it reduced, get it cheap, it's fine. It looks okay, it responded to my things, but it's a cheap webcam. I don't know what you'd want. If you're starting out, it's perfectly fine, but it's going to really great with the sound. You need a better microphone than that if you're going to be streaming or casting. For simple things like maybe Skype or Discord chats, it may be perfectly fine. I don't know. If you're willing to sound like you've got a bit of a snuffleupagus going on, go for it. Otherwise, get something a bit more expensive. So I'm going to give this only 3 stars, I'm afraid. That's out of 5. 1 star is being removed because of the whole image balance problem, and 1 star is being removed for that horrible microphone. And I'll be off, guys. Bye-bye.